Hello, Holly. Holly Robinson, Paralympic javelin gold medalist from MIQ, I believe, in Auckland. Is that right, Holly? And I think you're coming towards the end of your stay. So tell me what it's been like there.
Yeah. So I am in Auckland here at the Ridges, just on the end of my MIQ stay. So I think I'm day 12 now. So I've got 2 days to go. And yeah, it's been good the first 9 days, but it's getting pretty boring, and I'm really looking forward to heading home now.
And I believe you've had a lot of media inquiries. Is that right, over the past couple of weeks?
Yeah, I've had so many messages from a lot of people, friends and family. So that's been really cool to just have the time to actually, get in touch with them and reply to them and see how they're going as well. So yeah, lots and lots of messages, which has been so overwhelming, actually, the amount that we've been getting, but feel very loved and very supported, that's for sure.
Well, let's get straight to it, because I would love to know, Holly, what you were thinking at the end of that runway on that sixth round throw, because you're obviously in bronze medal. It hadn't gone well that night for you. So what on earth was going through your mind at the end of the runway?
Yeah, the competition is something I've probably reflected a lot on coming back into MIQ. It wasn't really the competition that I had planned. I didn't throw anywhere near what I know I'm capable of, so that was quite disappointing. I think on my last throw, I knew I was in a medal position, so there's only 3 people left to go, and I was just like, we've just got to leave it all on the track. Make sure you leave here with nothing more to give. And so I did that and managed to get popped up into that gold medal spot, which was super cool. It was a better throw. Still probably not where I feel like I'm at and where I was at leading into the games. But, sometimes you just have those competitions and it's who can get that one out on the day. And I managed to do that at the end, which was really cool.
I mean, were you thinking of a lot of sort of technical buzzwords? Were you thinking of technical thoughts, or was it you were just going to give it a big boom with your arm and hope for the best?
Oh, it was more just leave it all out there, like give everything into it. One technical thing was keeping my tip low. I was making some really basic errors in the conditions. So it was, just keep your tip low and just hit it hard. And that's all I was thinking about. And it was a better throw, which was good. Yeah.
Well, we'll go back to the competition. I think I'd just like to go back a little bit, because people may or may not know your background. You'd won a whole load of silver medals over a long period at Paralympics, Commonwealth Games, and World Para Championships. And there was always one girl ahead of you, Holly Arnold. So tell me a little bit about the other Holly from Great Britain, and I guess what your relationship is with her.
Yeah, so for the last about 5 to 6 years, it's been myself and the other Holly from Great Britain, and we've always been 1 and 2. And there's been multiple times that I've been in the lead sort of in our competition, and it's come down to the last throw where I've been pipped. And so that's sort of been the story for a few years now. And it's sort of been me getting the silver or bronze. So there's been that great rivalry between us, and we are very lucky as well. Now there are some really incredible athletes coming up in our sport, very young girls that are really going to push the sport in the future. So that's really exciting for us as well, because it's not just myself and the other Holly anymore. It's lots of athletes that are throwing really, really well. And we saw that with Noella getting second as well at the Paralympics. She's very new, very green, and she's going to be an incredible thrower. So has been Holly and I for a while. I managed to finally pip her this time around, which was really exciting. But for me, I just go out to throw the best that I can throw, and that's what I was trying to do in Tokyo. Managed to get the gold, and yeah, it's an exciting future though with our event, I think.
Now, it is a friendly rivalry, isn't it, you've got with Holly? Is that how you'd describe it?
Yeah, I'd say it's a friendly rivalry. I think any rivalry brings about like, oh, what's she doing, or what's she doing in training, how's she throwing, all that sort of stuff. But as an individual sport, we are very focused. Well, for myself, I would say I'm very focused on what am I going to do to be the best, and that's all I can really control.
I mean, you did obviously win many silver and bronze medals, but before Tokyo, did you have any doubts at all that you would eventually climb to the top of the podium?
I think there are always doubts that go through your mind. Like training at the level that we do is actually quite challenging and it is quite tough. And so there are those times where you do lose belief in yourself. And I went through probably a stage a couple of years ago, around 2019, that I was really struggling. And I was sort of like, is this something I really want to do anymore? You know, I was not getting anywhere and I was sort of really disheartened by that. But, you know, I had people around me that believed in me. My coach, Raylene, she's an incredible coach. And I think at times she had more belief in me than I did. But I always sort of went back to my why and why I do what I do. And that's because I want to be the best and because I love throwing. But yeah, there are definitely those times that are quite challenging.
So tell me a little bit about the weight you had, because you were one of the last people in the team for New Zealand to compete. You had a very long wait, and then earlier in the day, Anna Grimaldi took gold. So was that a big inspiration going into your event?
Yeah, and it was a really long wait for us. And what was really different this time around was that our teammates that had competed had left, they'd gone. And that was really, really weird to just have them sort of shipped out of the village and on their way home. But, you know, we've known for a while that we would have to wait, and we put things in place in terms of stuff that I could do to just tie over that time sort of thing. And it was really exciting. You know, Anna was on the morning of my event, which was really, really cool. And it was awesome to see her do her thing and win her gold. Because I know, you know, the struggle she's been through and the challenges she's faced. So that was so awesome. And then, yeah, it was just my time to go that night. Yeah.
And Anna described last week how nervous she was before her competition. She said she'd never been as nervous. Can you describe how your nerves were prior to the competition?
Yeah, I was pretty nervous as well, but I was also very excited just to get out there. You know, this is something we had waited for so long, and it was also postponed, so it was even longer than normal. So I was very excited, but I also was quite nervous. I hadn't competed internationally for a few years. And, you know, like, I think those nerves are healthy though, because they help you throw further or throw the best you can. I would probably be asking myself questions if I wasn't nervous. But yeah, it was an excited sort of nerves, but I definitely had some nerves there for sure.
And going back to the competition itself, I mean, obviously things didn't go quite right in the first 5 rounds. Reflecting on it now, what didn't quite go right for you in the early stage of the competition?
Yeah, look, it was just basic errors, really. I wasn't hitting through the point and my tip was coming up too high. And so they were basic things. I think almost I was throwing too soon. Like I was so excited to be there and I just wanted to throw. And so almost that sort of emotions and excitement, I was just going too soon. And that's a good reflection for myself. You know, I need a few more competitions leading into a major event. Unfortunately, with COVID, we couldn't do that, but really highlighted the fact that you need those competitions just to make sure that like mentally you're where you need to be. But yeah, I think I was just so excited that I was just going too soon, which, yeah.
And I'd love to know as well, we could see the images, the pictures on TV and the very animated conversations between you and Raylene going on between each round. So I'd love to know, what was Raylene talking to you about?
She was just pretty much, you know, get your shit together, what are you up to? Sort of thing. And just some key technical things because, you know, I am a much better thrower than those first 5 rounds and we both know that. So it was sort of frustrating for us at that point. So there was probably a bit of frustration there. But, you know, we just needed to stick to what can we do to improve this. And last one popped out, so that was all right. But a bit of frustration there, I'd say.
Now, we mentioned the big throw at the beginning, but that wasn't it. You had the nervous wait of the Dutch thrower Noel and the British thrower Holly to come. So tell me about that few minutes and what was going through your mind and your feelings and emotions.
In the first round?
No, sorry, in the final round. So after your throw, their final 2 throws.
Oh, I didn't even know what to think in those final 2 throws. Honestly, I was so nervous and it was sort of going through my mind, oh, what if it happens again? What if it gets snatched from me at the last minute again? But, I was just sort of standing there, deep breathing and just waiting for it to be done. And once it was just like everything hits you at once, and all those emotions just hit you, and it's a really cool moment. And it was cool. I got to chat to Raylene quickly, give her a quick hug, and so that was really, really exciting moment.
I know you've had a little bit of time to think about it. I mean, how does winning that gold medal now define your career, do you think?
I haven't even thought about something like that, actually. That's the first sort of question like that I've been asked. But, like, it's something I've wanted to achieve for a long time. And now that I've ticked it off, a few people have asked me, what more have you got? And, my answer to that is probably I did get the gold, but I didn't put the performance on that I know I'm capable of and that I want to show everybody. So, going forward, that's sort of my next step, is like making sure that I can get those big performances out on the world stage and showing people what I know I'm capable of. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely a very exciting one to add to the trophy cabinet, and I'm very proud of it. But I just want to show people that I can throw a lot further than what I threw in Tokyo. So yeah.
And that incredibly wasn't quite the end for you and your amazing Tokyo story, because this unexpected opportunity you were nominated for the Visa Award, and this was for thanking the officials after the event. Now, I've got to ask, Holly, presumably this is something you've always done and always been taught to do from a very young age, is that right?
Yeah, and I think it's a real Kiwi thing, actually, and it wasn't just myself. Within the athletics team, a lot of the athletes actually thank the officials, but it's just something I believe we just do. And I think for myself as well, I do a bit of officiating just at like lower comps and things, and you can really understand the effort and time that the officials actually put into coming to a track meet for you. And the officials in Tokyo, they were there, they left their families in such a challenging time to help us shine on the world stage. So the least that we could do is thank them, and my parents and my grandma always brought me out to be thankful for the people that have helped you. And so, yeah, I guess during the competition, I was over the moon. I was so excited and all these emotions, flailing my arms around, whatever. But then I was sort of like, I need to go thank these people, because they did put on an incredible games, and, I couldn't fault the officials once. They were really, really good. So yeah, I was very thankful, and it was something I wasn't expecting. I had no idea that I was going to get nominated just for something that, as Kiwis, we sort of always do.
So you were initially obviously nominated and you first become aware of that, but you were up against 5 other people for the very generous prize that's on offer, the 50,000 US dollars to a charity of your choice. So when it came through that you'd won the award, where were you at the time, and what were your emotions at that?
Well, just like the last 2 weeks, I was in my MIQ hotel when I found out. It was actually quite late at night when I'd found out I won, and I immediately thought, oh my God, I've got to think of a charity, because I actually didn't think I would win it, and I was just so overwhelmed with the amount of people that had voted for me to win it, which was super cool. I was over the moon. I cracked out a beer and had a beer to celebrate, actually.
What beer were you drinking?
I actually was drinking a new beer that I decided to try called Brothers Beer. I had the IPA, I think, that night, but just trying to try my new craft beers. And so Brothers Beer is one that I haven't tried yet.
Yeah, well, I'm sure very soon you'll be trying perhaps a few more craft beers back in Hokitika, which is, I'm assuming that's where you're heading back to, is it, after MIQ, or back to Dunedin first?
Back to Dunedin first. Yep. So I'm going to head down there, see my partner, see some friends and family that are down there. So I think I'll spend about 2 weeks in Dunedin. I'm going to go back to work for about a week, and then it's the school holidays. Just want to see the students and get back into a bit of routine. And then I'll go to the West Coast, which I'm super excited about. I can't wait to see my mum and dad and my nana and my brother and all my friends over there. So yeah, exciting couple of weeks ahead, actually. I'm really looking forward to it.
And I've got to ask as well, I mean, you are from a relatively small part of New Zealand on the West Coast down there. What do you think your gold medal success means to the people of Hokitika?
Oh, I think, you know, a lot of people in Hokitika helped me along my journey, and we are a very small community, but we wholeheartedly support each other in everything that we do. So, you know, this medal isn't just mine, it's theirs as well. And, you know, all those people that have helped me. But, you know, I've had so many messages from schools and kids and parents and just people from the West Coast that are so over the moon. And that's really cool because, you know, sport is a way that we can drive change as well. And if I can influence, you know, a handful of kids just to be active and to do more physical activity or to join a sport, I think that's a really big win.
Yeah. Brilliant. Well, thank you so much, Holly. I'm sure you're desperate to get out of MIQ at the moment. But yeah, thanks once again for the wonderful memories you provided in Tokyo and that well-deserved gold medal. Yeah, definitely enjoy a craft beer back home in Hokitika.
Oh, I definitely will. I definitely will.
Brilliant.